How you doing? It's Kwa here. In this video, I just want to share with you my review on Cal Newport's book called Deep Work. This book goes up in the top 3 books I highly recommend for this year. There is a lot of books that I've read, and out of all the books, there's only a few that really could make a big difference in your life, and I can gladly say that this book would be one of them. So this book is incredibly useful in today's day and age, because the reason is because at the moment, if you don't realize that we are living in a interconnected world where we've got social media. We are constantly bombarded with a lot of notifications. We have social media, we have Facebook, Twitter, we got YouTube as well. We got everything, all this information in our fingertips, and we got so many people who can contact us so easily. We got email, we got people messaging us. You know it, right? And as a result of that, we're being distracted. Every time when someone messages us, every time when someone likes your comment, we get a notification. And it might not seem much, right? It might seem, oh yeah, whatever, it's okay, it's great. But the thing is, this is a really big problem, and this is what Cal Newport talks about, is that the great people, the greatest inventions and the greatest lives that has been seen in the world today, is that the people who have really changed humanity, the people who have done really great things, they're all deep workers. They all know how to utilize this power of focus. And for example, he kicks off with a story where Carl Jung, he's a famous psychologist. What he used to do was he used to go off to the mountains, and in order for him to write his book, he needs to close off all distractions. So he would go off to the mountains to write his books. And as a result of those books, it changed humanity. He changed the world, right? So, and also with Bill Gates as well, when he was creating Microsoft, he had to block off distractions and focus. So it might seem very simple, but it's a very powerful philosophy that you just really need to understand. Is that Cal Newport talks about that a deep life is a great life. Is that you can't achieve anything great if you're not a deep worker. And he talks about there's a difference between deep work and shallow work. So shallow work is when you are currently, when you're multitasking, when you're talking to someone but then you're responding to an email, or you're doing something. That's shallow work, right? And you can't really do much with that shallow work. It's just multitasking. It's not really going to impact things. But when you're blocking out distraction, when you're blocking out a certain time where you're just focusing on a certain task, or you're solving a particular problem that's high value, that makes the biggest difference. And that's the biggest takeaway that you can get from the book, is that if you want to achieve a big life, if you want to achieve an amazing life, you have to practice deep work. If you want to achieve that elite level of professionalism and performance, you need to practice deep work. And he goes on and talks about you have to really schedule in deep work blocks. So for example, what I tend to do is I every morning I block off about 2 hours or 3 hours of just pure focus time. So I make sure I put my phone behind me so I can't see it. I put it on silent, and I'll put a timer on for 1 hour blocks and 15-minute breaks, and then I just focus. I focus and I complete my work. And as a result of doing this, I've been doing this for several weeks so far, I was able to increase my income. I was able to finish the project and get $7,000 in additional revenue. I was able to fix things in my studio. So I had this problem with my studio where a lot of light was coming in, so I couldn't have this really cool background and stuff. So I had to figure out how I was going to block it off. And I did that. And there was also other things where there was also problems around the house where I had to solve. There was a lot of things, right? So, and that's a result of deep work. So if you really want to achieve a deeper life, if you really want to achieve an amazing life, you have to focus on deep work. You need to be able to block off distraction, focus for a long period of time on this one activity or this one task that you're working on, and finish it to the end. And if you can do that, you build this muscle, you build this really great, powerful muscle that not a lot of people have. And in a world where it's very competitive, you've got competitors, you've got people we're working with as well, they're being distracted as well. They're working they're trying to work, but they're being distracted. They might be working on something, and then all of a sudden they stop their work and check social media. This happens every 7 minutes. So just imagine that your performance is like a graph, like you're going up and then it gets cut down because you're checking social media. Then it goes up again, then it gets cut down because you check the social media. Go up, cuts down. But imagine if you just get rid of social media and just keep work. You just get better and better and better, better, right? So that's the thing with the book, is that focus on deep work. You have to really embrace boredom, because the thing is that we tend to escape. If we're working on something that's really hard, tricky, you want to just grab your phone. I do it all the time. I want to grab my phone and then I just want to check it. I don't want to do this anymore, and then I check it. So that's a really bad habit. So you have to really embrace boredom. If that happens, don't check anything. Just sit there and just breathe. Say, yeah, this is really hard stuff. But then I'm gonna continue working. So if you really want to be a superstar in your life, in your career, practice deep work. You got to practice being focused, and the more you focus and the more things that you complete with focus without any distraction, the better your career is going to turn out, the better your life is going to be. So this book is one of my top 3 books of the year. Highly recommend for you to get this book if you haven't got it already. It's called Deep Work by Cal Newport. He's got other amazing books out there. I'm going to go out there and check it out, but this book is sensational. Go there, check it out, go buy it, and you probably get it on Amazon. But yeah, highly recommend it. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. Please subscribe to my channel. Catch you guys later. Cheers.